Abdulrahman Jibrila reports that President Shettima assured the US-based cooperation team that the patronage and partnership with Nigerian government will continue to grow by leaps and bounds. He applauded them for investing in Thrive Agriculture, noting that the administration of President Tinubu is quite passionate about repositioning the agriculture sector, which is one of the primes in the administration's 8-point agenda.
President Tinubu is really keen on repositioning the agriculture industry here. And we have to embrace technology. We have to embrace modernization. If we want to improve on agriculture, we have to embrace modernity. Improved agricultural prices, improved seeds, fertilization, intermediate technology, and Thrive Agriculture is a company that has focused on food security.
The Nigerian Vice President urged them to also invest in the outsource to Nigerian initiative of the federal government to help facilitate access to finance for the creative sector to boost the nation's digital and creative economy. Andrew Torre, who led the delegation, said the plan to site the data center infrastructure is aimed at bringing new technologies into the Nigerian market that would bolster the nation's growing digital economy. The sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, retired, has promised to explore the wisdom, influence, and leadership of the traditional institution in the collective effort to de-escalate tension, foster unity, and build the needed trust among Rivers people. He made the promise at a meeting with traditional rulers in Rivers State at the banquet hall of Government House in Port Harcourt. Osinachi Samuel has details.
Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, retired, said it is regrettable to note the negative impact of the political crisis towards the maintenance of law and order in the state. He pointed to the fact that Rivers State is not only a democratic state, but the heart of the Niger Delta and a major contributor to the mainstay of the nation's economy.
The primary mandate of my administration is to restore law and order in the state. For too long, our people have been held hostage by crisis, instability, and the actions of a few who prioritize personal gain over the collective good. I think this must stop.
He expressed his commitment to restoring a sense of pride, honor, and security in the state and charged traditional rulers who are vital partners in that pursuit to avoid being partisan but encourage healthy dialogue that will foster peace in their various domains.
Their role in community policing is critical, and we expect you to make your inputs to the state through your councils, or in this instance, through the channels I will establish hereafter.
Chairman of the Rivers State Traditional Rulers Council, Ezechike Woluwodo, commended the appointment of Vice Admiral Ibas as sole administrator and expressed the hope that peace will be achieved under his watch. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
Stakeholders in Rivers State are calling for concerted efforts to preserve the state's long-standing peace, advocating for dialogue, inclusive governance, and economic empowerment as key strategies for stability. Gabriela Munike reports.
Rivers State recently witnessed tensions following conflict between political power gladiators that led to division among key stakeholders. The situation created uncertainty and concern over governance, leadership stability, and the state's development trajectory. While no widespread unrest occurred, the political rift sparked debates on the need for lasting peace, unity, and inclusive governance to prevent future conflicts. Some critical stakeholders who spoke to NTA News note that Rivers State has remained largely peaceful, crediting proactive leadership, community engagement, and security collaboration for maintaining harmony.
Do now is to retract this state of emergency, call the both parties in political field, because it's their political interest and not they are discussing, not the masses' interest. Talk to them and let them jettison their respective interests and now follow the proper governance of the state so that everybody will enjoy them.
If possible, go to the market and look at market leaders, go to the student union, go to the masses, youths, chiefs, should be represented to bring to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and reconcile these people, and if I say we'll have peace.
Religious and traditional leaders have also called for reconciliation, encouraging peaceful coexistence and collective problem solving.
You know, the governor is not removed. It's always suspended. You know, it's not impeached. So at the same time, we will thank the president too, you know, for averting anarchy. You know, not that we are supporting the removal of this thing, but it was a necessity that comes around. And all that we are praying for peace.
My advice is that everybody should drop down their offenses and look unto peace of the state. For the sake of our parents, for the sake of the future of the state, for the sake of the masses, for the sake of the businessmen, even the church we are talking about. If there is no peace, we cannot have a good church.
With strategic effort from the government, Rivers State is on the right path to maintaining peace and steady progress. In Port Harcourt, Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
And to discuss issues on pathway to peace in Rivers State, let's join Okudiri Nwogu. Okudiri Nwogu is a legal practitioner. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Okay, let's look at the issue of peace now. A disagreement brought both parties has brought us to where we are now. So what should we do or should be done at this point where we are now?
Where we are now is for us to seek for peace. Because peace is the only thing that can bring stability, economic growth, and freedom. Because for the president to intervene, the president wants peace in Rivers State. So what we should do now is for all stakeholders. I saw the sole administrator invite the traditional rulers, and I'm sure he will also invite other stakeholders, maybe the youth body, the clergy, and all that, the politicians who are also involved in this whole thing, for them to come and discuss the way forward. And the only way forward is peace. My people say that when two persons are fighting, the third person is a peacemaker. And I'm sure the sole administrator was brought for him to broker peace between the warring parties, that is the executive and the legislature. And I'm sure they should also embrace peace. Because even when our master Christ was even said, "My peace I give unto you, that no man can give." So the only thing he left for us is peace. Not even the money we're looking for, not even the influence, not the position we think we'll occupy, but peace. Because where there is peace, there is harmony, there is progress, there is development. In fact, people live in a very free and a good society. So what we need now is for everybody to come together, for us to dialogue and seek for peace. And when in course of this peace, we should not say, well, we must win. It must be a win-win and win-lose. You win one side, you lose another side. Another person will win one side, and the other person will lose another side. Because if you stretch your own point and say you're not going to give up, then it means we may not find the peace. So what we need now is peace, and it's peace that will drive development and economic growth as far as this River State is concerned. That's what we need now, peace and peace.
Okay. In finding this peace, who are the people you think should be the mediators? You said when three people are fighting, the third person is a peacemaker. I quite agree with you. But then, in this situation where we find ourselves now, who do you think the mediators should be in ensuring that we find lasting peace in the state?
Already, we have the administrator who is in place now, and I think his essence of being sent to Rivers State is to broker peace. And then I also think he has set the ball rolling by inviting the traditional rulers, and I'm sure he will invite other stakeholders. So he is now the mediator to find a lasting peace. And then if there are other persons he feel that those persons will be very, very necessary for the achievement of that peace, he can call them. He can call members of the National Assembly, the senators that are from Rivers State, the House of Rep members that are from Rivers State, the other statesmen. You have the likes of Anams Sarah Igbe, you have Dr. Peter Odele, who was one time the district governor of this Rivers State, and other, including our past governor. Because our people used to say, an elder cannot be at home while the goat die untied. Including our past governor, who is Chief Barrister Ezewonye Sowike. By his position he has occupied over the years, he has become an elder statesman, a very big stakeholder. So all of them should come together, including the governor who has just been suspended, so to say. Should all of us come together, the House of Assembly and their leadership come together. Let's see how we achieve this peace. Yes.
Apart from those people you have mentioned now, do you think the traditional rulers, the clergy, and other critical stakeholders have a role to play in ensuring peace? You quite agree with me that it's a collective effort. So do you think these other people, apart from these people you've mentioned, do you think the clergy, the traditional rulers you mentioned, and other people have a very vital role to play in ensuring peace?
Yes, they have. Of course, you know, the traditional rulers, they are the custodians of the people's culture. And no culture permits you to go and start violent. That culture must be something what we call repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience. And then you also know that the clergymen, they are also religious and conscience bearers. And then they will talk to their members. Each of these members come from a particular place. For instance, from Amuma, where I come from, we have a traditional ruler. He can call our member who is representing us in the House of Assembly and said, please, my brother, allow peace to reign. We have sent you there to go and bring development, to go and attract development and this thing to us. Not to go there, maybe to go and have issue, not to go there to go and start a problem. So when you talk to him, when each traditional ruler talk to the persons from their constituency, from their area, and tell them the need for them to embrace peace, I think they have so much role. Even the pastors, all of us, a lot of us go to mosque, a lot of us go to church, a lot of us are also African traditional worshippers. And all these religious bodies are there to protect the conscience of the people. And the conscience is that, and our conscience is that we should do that which is right. And what is right at this moment is for us to allow peace, and also look at the interests of our people, not our personal interests. If I'm sent to represent the people, I should go there for their own interests. But here we are today, our own personal interest now supersedes the interest of the people. So for us to achieve this peace, the public interest, the community interest, the constituency interest, the rivers interest, the Nigerian interest should be a paramount interest at this point.
And quickly, let's just look at the attitude of the citizens towards this change of guard in the state. So what do you think it should be like?
Like I've said it here yesterday that the change of guard is for peace to return. And although it came with mixed feelings, the citizens of Rivers State, some people were saying, this man is a good man, this man is a nice man, and why not allow him to continue his good work, these other people. But what we need to do now is to rally around the administrator and support him, provided his mission here is to bring peace.
Then your advice to both parties, because I want to speak to them, both parties. What do you have to tell them?
My advice is for them to sheathe their sword and allow and embrace peace. For them to sheathe their sword, embrace peace, allow people to come in and talk to them, and for them to know that Salus Populis primarily, the interest of the people is their supreme interest, not their personal interest. Okay. No matter what they want to achieve. In the annals of history, of Rivers State, when they have done something where we talk about Dete Spiff and Okilo and other leaders who have led a River State. Why do we talk about them? It's because they led to the interest of the people, not their own interest. I saw Dete Spiff the other day. He was driving alone, and in fact there was a gathering I went to. He said, I drive alone in Port Harcourt. I didn't make enemy when I was in government. It's because he had the people's interest at heart. And when you go to the secretariat, he said it was built by him. And then it's a monument for him. So when we are in these positions, we should not think about our immediate gain, because those immediate gains will pass away. But this thing will not pass away.
Thank you, Okudiri Nwogu, for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying demand, we bet solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity, we know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted $193,000 undeclared foreign currency concealed in a carton of yogurt at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. A statement by Customs Public Relations Officer Abdullahim Maiwada says the interception is a result of credible intelligence. He says the suspect, 40-year-old Kamilu Abdullahi Sarina, arrived Nigeria on board an Ethiopian airline flight with Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The customs spokesperson explains that the undeclared cash violates the Anti-Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023, both of which mandate that any traveler in possession of funds exceeding $10,000 or its equivalent in negotiation instruments must declare it to the Nigerian Customs Service upon arrival or departure, Providing further details, he says the smuggled cash was uncovered through the deployment of advanced scanning technology to detect unusual density of luggage. He says the cash has been formally handed over to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) for further investigation and prosecution. The Nigerian Air Force has intensified airstrikes against terrorist strongholds in the northeast and northwest regions. According to Group Captain Kabiru Ali, Deputy Director of Public Relations and Information, precision-guided air interdiction missions were conducted on fortified hideouts in Chiralia, Graza, Uwe, and Zango Hill, eliminating numerous insurgents and crippling their network. In response, NAF attack aircraft executed a precise assault, destroying enemy structures and eliminating terrorists attempting to escape. The subsequent operation targeted Graza and Uwe, both notorious hideouts in the Mandara Mountains and Sambisu Forest, respectively, where extremist leaders were indoctrinating fighters. Relentless strikes dismantled their operations and neutralized fleeing insurgents. In the northwest, the air components of Operation Hadari Daji carried out a major assault in Zango Hill, Katsina State, in coordination with ground troops. ISRO missions identified armed bandits entrenched in the rugged terrain, promoting a swift NAVT air strike. Precision bombardments devastated enemy positions, and helicopters provided close air support, neutralizing criminals and preventing their regrouping. Recent NAV airstrikes have dealt a severe blow to terrorist activities across multiple regions, as intelligence reports confirm the destruction of high-value targets and critical infrastructure used for logistics and coordination. The NAV remains committed to sustaining air operations alongside ground forces to restore peace and security in the affected areas. Nigerian Navy College, Abuja, is conducting a tactical riverine exercise for cadets of Nigerian Defense Academy, direct short service and special duties pre-commissioned trainees to equip them for amphibious operations in response to contemporary security threats. Kingsley Amaju reports that the exercise is holding at Nigerian Navy Basic Training School, Onne, River State.
402 officer cadets drawn from Nigerian Defense Academy 72 regular course, direct short service course 29 and special duties pre-commission training 24 are participating in the tactical riverine operation exercise. The objective is to introduce them to basic tactical amphibious operations and in turn prepare them for contemporary operational challenges. Admiral Superintendent, Nigerian Navy Shipyard, and special guest of honor, Rear Admiral Atop Ebe, says the training is to develop a crop of smart, responsible, and responsive military personnel.
We are training a crop of personnel that are trained to be able to react to highly volatile, changing security environment.
Commandant, Nigerian Navy College Onne, Rear Admiral Haruna Zego, says with the volatile nature of the environment, all segments of naval personnel are exposed to the operating environment, preparing them for military aid to civil authorities.
We need to incorporate this training for our cadets so that by the time they get to the field, they will be able to carry out these exercises or these operations seamlessly.
For the GOC 6th Division Nigerian Army, Major General Emmanuel Emeka, the security realities makes it imperative for all armed forces to work in synergy for national security.
Why I'm interested is because such aspect now, they have to fight together in collaboration and jointness with the army. So it's necessary that we are here to see, and it's a good thing.
Trainees were exposed to brown water operations, tactical combat casualty and firefighting procedure, boat handling and beach landing drills, as well as range classification exercise. Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
The new General Officer commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army, Major General Eric Emmanuel Emeka, is seeking continued collaboration with the Nigerian Television Authority Port Harcourt and strengthening of partnership and cordial relationship with the military. The GOC made the call while playing host to management of NTA Port Harcourt Network Center, led by Zonal Director Dr. Evelyn Wonsu. The visit was at the division's headquarters with senior officers in attendance. The report. The General Officer commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army, Major General Eric Emmanuel Emeka, appreciated the visit and assured that the existing relationship and synergy will continue and grow stronger. He also commended NTA Port Harcourt for ensuring that the activities of the Nigerian Army, especially in combating oil theft in the Niger Delta region, is effectively publicized.
If you go to a place, we meet something, and you do not add value to it, then you are failed. We want it that to get to that level, so when you go, you must improve on it. So whatever relationship the team has had with you before coming, I will not sustain it because I will fail on that. I would rather improve on it.
The visit initiated by NTA is to welcome the new General Officer commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army to Rivers State and appreciate the division for the level of synergy, collaboration and support to NTA Port Harcourt Network Center, especially for their support in ensuring a clean environment.
Our visit today is nothing more to say thank you, and thank you again for what you've been doing. And we've enjoyed a very beautiful synergy. And now that you came here, sir, first of all, thank you is a welcome and to please ask that the relationship does not end. Once you get the call that the army has something to do, try to ensure, and I'm sure the Lieutenant Colonel Dajuma will attest to that, at any time, AM or PM, we are available.
In the last 2 years since assumption of office, NTA Port Harcourt Network Center, led by Dr. Evelyn Mosu, has enjoyed cordial relationship with the 6th Division Nigerian Army. High point of the visit was presentation of souvenir to NTA Port Harcourt Network Center. And that's it on Panorama from NTA Port Harcourt Network Center. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.